What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok bottom of the video, and we just gonna hop right into it. So today we'll be doing more of a local story. Like I said, this is a North Carolina podcast. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina myself, and this is Raleigh. It kind of covers a couple cities, but we say it's a Raleigh story. So today we'll be talking about a freaky ass nigga name. Now, I probably won't pronounce it right, nor does he really deserve me to pronounce his damn name right. But Muinde Omulama Bull is currently 26. Now, he's actually been charged for a slew of charges, so I'm going to do it in chronological order just so it's easier to understand. But his first charge, which we don't have much records about, which is really not what I'm talking about today, was in 2020, where he was convicted of abusive/sexual contact. Now, I don't know why we don't have as much, like, this ain't as much, this one wasn't as publicized. I guess because he's a repeat offender. He keeps doing this shit over and over again, which is why it's getting publicized now. But obviously the nigga has a history of being a freaky ass nigga already. So to begin with, he was arrested Today I'm shooting this video. I don't know, obviously, YouTube random as hell, so I'll never know when y'all see it. But I'm shooting this video on March 19th, 2025. So he was arrested by Durham police on January 13th, and charged with misdemeanor stalking. Now, if you are, like I said, North Carolina story, if you're unfamiliar, Raleigh, Durham, the RDU area, they're basically like, well, they do touch at certain points, but sometimes, depending on what route you go, it might be carrying between. But basically, they're good sized cities that subside, I was about to say subside each other, that's not what I mean, but are beside each other. Raleigh having some close to like 500,000 people, Durham having over 200,000 people. So if you're wondering like what the fuck a Durham is when I'm talking about Raleigh in North Carolina. But like I said, he got charged with misdemeanor stalking. So let's look up what's the exact penalty for misdemeanor stalking in North Carolina. So misdemeanor stalking in North Carolina is a A1 misdemeanor, if it is your first offense, but this is his second offense. So, well, it's a first time stalking offense. Well, I don't know how they would, exactly bound that. If you already been charged for something that's, harming women, I don't know if they would consider that your first offense. But technically his first charge was abusive sexual contact charge and not a stalking charge. So this would be his first stalking charge. So his first stalking charge is a class A1 misdemeanor, which carries a maximum sentence of 150 days and potential fines. So, like I said, 150 days is about 5 months and some fines. Now, obviously, shit like this takes time to go to trial. So he was actually ended up being released on bond for this. And during this misdemeanor stalking incident, he was actually accused of placing dead flowers and an Apple AirTag on a woman's car. So, obviously the AirTag is to track her, weirdo. But the dead flowers confuse me. I mean, we've heard of niggas leaving dead flowers before, but I don't understand if you are. Obviously, I'm not a stalker, so I don't exactly understand how they think. But if you are doing this, I would assume that you were intentionally trying to romantically pursue the woman. So leaving dead flowers, I think, would scare her. So it's just kind of contradictory what you're doing. But everything you're doing is scaring her right now. And obviously the nigga's not in his right mind. So I don't even know why I'm trying to rationalize what the fuck he doing. So that was the January 13th arrest. His court date for that was supposed to be March 11th. Like I said, it's currently March 19th. Now, he was arrested January 21st by the Cary police. Like I said, if you're talking about Raleigh, Durham, Cary is right in between. It's a little bit of a small city, but it ain't no like hick ass town. But he was arrested in Cary. He was arrested by Cary police on January 21st, where he was charged with 2 counts of cyber stalking. He was also released on bond for this case. Now, these offenses occurred in late November. So the offenses he did that Durham police charged him for, which was misdemeanor stalking, that happened in December. And the cyber stalking, where he got arrested after the Durham police arrested him by the Cary police, happened in November. So this nigga was on a weird ass streak. I mean, he's still on a weird ass streak because we about to get into what really we here for today. But he was supposed to go in court for these charges on March 6th. So he was supposed to have 2 court dates, the 6th and the 11th. And he actually got out on a bond for all these things. Now, like I said, like I already told y'all, the penalty for misdemeanor stalking. So let's look up the penalty for cyber stalking in North Carolina. So this one is a class 2 misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in jail and a fine. So we got one thing that's 150 days, and then we got one thing that's a 60. Well, two. He got two counts of that, so it'll be 120 days. So that's about 4 months. So you got one charge that's carry 5 months as fines, one that's gonna end up carrying 4 months as fines. But but this nigga cannot stop gooning. He is. I'm not gonna call him the gooner of the century because there's nothing positive about what the fuck he is doing. But this nigga, he needs to be put up under the jail. On my mama. That's like my mama used to say, put this nigga up under the jail and throw away the motherfucking key for what we gonna get into. So this nigga, they put his address in this bitch and everything. But he was seen on a, so like I said, he's obviously, you know, trying to talk to these women and it's not going well. So I see he met this woman at a nightclub. I guess he was trying to talk to her. She wasn't feeling him. So he kept harassing her, and then eventually she, gave him a number so she would leave him. So he would leave her alone, because usually niggas walk away when you give them their number so they can text you later. I've seen women do this before, for safety reasons, things like that, because they know how men get. Especially, I mean, I'm not sure if she knew who he was already, because it's been pretty publicized about what he's doing, and he's been on Raleigh mugshots. But obviously she won't feel him. So, he tries to contact her. He begins blowing her phone up. And so obviously she blocks his number. So after she blocks his number, he tracked her location from a number and showed up at her home. Now, I am unsure. Very, very, very unsure how he ended up getting her location exactly. But he has some type of affinity for technology and tracking women like this. So I don't know if he somehow put an air tag on her or what he did. Well, he had to tag her. He had to have something to. I don't know what he did on her phone, because the reason I said it had to be something with her phone is because he came to the right apartment. Now it's footage of this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to put the footage in this, because the footage is a little graphic, because he comes up to her door, like I said, after he tracks her. He actually is dressed up and has a tool bag as if he's a maintenance worker, I guess. So if somebody comes around thinking he's what are you doing here and things like that. The reason I say he's an actual fucking idiot for this, because this is, if you look in the video, you can clearly see it's nighttime. Maintenance workers, if you live in an apartment complex, usually work during the hours of your apartment complex, so that'd probably be something like 9 to 6. So nighttime, dark outside like this, especially if this is after the nightclub, nigga, we know you're not maintenance. So that was one idiot fucking misstep by him. So he comes up to the screen. She has a Ring camera, and he begins. You can see him put his hands in himself and begins to playing with himself. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put that in the video. It's not super graphic. You can just see him put his hands going back and forth. So I might be able to clip in here, but yeah, man. This man is a repeated gooner. He needs to be fucking stopped. I don't know what else to say about this. Now, he already had got. What I forgot to say before he did this, he had already got arrested for violating his pretrial conditions. So this is what's going to be his fourth arrest in 2-3 months. Obviously the charges are nasty, but the charges he getting are not, put you away as charges. Now, obviously he got a bond for violating shit. He got a $3,000 bond for that last one, and he obviously paid his bond and got out, or we wouldn't be seeing his ring camera footage. But that was on March 6th, so that he must have just didn't show up to trial or anything, or well, they don't have his exact pretrial conditions, but I don't know. I mean, the court or something, because that was the exact day he had that other. So yeah, this nigga's nasty as fuck. I hope with all this thing add up, he gets some years in jail, because that's what the fuck he deserves to being nasty like this. Now, a nigga like this, I don't know if jail is actually going to help him. He's obviously perverted and very nasty, so I don't know what jail is going to do for him. But I pray that the intention of jail to rehabilitate, actually works for this nigga at this time. Just because we need this nasty ass nigga not to come back in the world and keep being nasty. Because him going to jail and after all this, he just gonna keep being nasty and be worse nasty. So he need to stop that shit. So like, share, subscribe, comment. ID TikTok Bonaville, and we out.